Hello and welcome to Small Business Saturday with Sharea Farmer. I am a licensed clinical social worker, the owner of a successful private practice and consultant agency that specifically deals with racial equity and trauma-informed care. And so my goal here is to give tips that are going to be about either starting, maintaining, and or just dreaming about getting started for a business, really knowing that you are capable of being a successful entrepreneur like everyone else, and that as Black women, we have the right to the freedom of not just working for ourselves, but the financial freedom that it offers, as well as the freedom to create and express, and also just wanting to have our own. And so today's tip is going to be to get started. Even if you are in a successful business, and even if you are in the middle of growing your business, one of my most successful tips for myself in almost every area is to be organized. One of the things that you want to do when you are starting a business, when you're trying to maintain or even expand and grow your business, is really to know what you need to get done. So plan the tasks, like what is it that you need to do to get through each of your days, each of your weeks, to meet the goal that you might have made at the beginning of the year or when you started your business or in preparation to starting your business. Really organizing yourself each day is always going to be helpful. So one tip that I can give you that has been really helpful for me is every Sunday, and you can pick whatever day is best for you, but every Sunday I create a list or a to-do list related to what my tasks are that I need to complete in order to reach or to move further in my goals that I may have set for the beginning of the year, for the beginning of the month, or even within a different department. And so right now, my business has not just has multiple departments where I have different agendas or goals and tasks that have to be met by the final year. And so I have tasks that might say, um, I'm going to have a meeting with an executive at a different agency. And so I might have to prepare for that meeting. And so if I know that that meeting is on June the 30th and it's the 20th, then I'm actually going to start preparing that week before to make sure that I have the agenda set. I have all my tools that I need to be able to present and or to have the conversation around what we might be discussing or collaborating on. And so I'm going to be prepared ahead of time so that way by the time the meeting comes, I'm already organized and ready to go for that meeting. Another tip, one of the things that I know about myself, and it has been very helpful in my work, is that you need to know your optimal times for success. So for me, I know that I am not a morning person. If I have to have morning meetings, I will. And when I say not a morning person, I don't mean I don't want to get up in the morning and get out, but I'm very much involved in a routine of like joyfulness and taking care of myself. And so by the time I'm finished that process, it can get into the early morning where I need to maybe have a meeting or other people may be having normal times that they have meetings. But for me, that doesn't work. And so I know that most of my days will only start at 10 and after. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not doing things before that, but I'm very intentional about setting my early morning routine to be surrounded with my healing and what my body needs for me to be able to maintain running through the rest of the day. And so really know what your optimal times of work is. When do you know that you turn on and you can turn out a lot of information, or you know when you are kind of shutting down and the day kind of takes that 2 o'clock into the day feel for some of us. Being able to know those things allow for you to make sure that you're putting your task or blocking your task in a way that is going to get the job done. When you can find these things out about yourself, it's always going to help you be more successful. It's always going to help you to complete tasks in a different way. And it takes off the pressure of being perfect and or rushing yourself. And so for those of us who have a tendency to actually perform under pressure, that is okay. Understand it. I'm not trying to take that away from you. But in order to run a successful business, there is going to be a point where you're going to need to organize your processes, organize your tasks, organize how you expect to get the goals met to be able to achieve to be able to achieve what your ultimate impact or outcome is, right? And so for me, my goals are always about impact and community impact specifically. And so because of that, how I set my goals in the beginning of the year help me to dictate each month what I need to get done. And so being organized can be just as simple as writing a task list, creating some steps to completing that task, and giving yourself a concrete deadline. I am not telling you how to get organized, but I am saying if you want to be a successful entrepreneur or you want to actually see some growth in your business, I would suggest getting organized. Again, I am Sharea Farmer. This is our Saturday small business Saturday tip. And I will be doing these from now on. They'll be pre-recorded, so I'll be doing them now on once a week. And sometimes I will jump in here live for those who may have questions and or have a topic that they would like me to discuss specifically around business. All right, you take good care of yourselves. Be well.